Hey everyone, Jennifer Lee Chan here with NBC Sports Bay Area. Um, totally got sidetracked today, and it is a late update. It is 8:38 my time, and there was some news today at 49ers, and I was there, and Kyle Shanahan named Josh Dobbs the starting quarterback for the final game of the 49ers season. That'll take place in Arizona on Sunday. So Brock Purdy, elbow contusion, nerve inflammation. He will sit out the final game. Josh Dobbs will start. Be kind of fun to see how he works. Several players sat out of practice today. Brock Purdy, Nick Bosa, Debo Samuel, Deommodore Lenoir, Spencer Burford, Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles, Robert Beal, and Colton McKivitz. So again, looking like we're going to have that left tackle rotation that we saw in the last game. Limited participation: George Kittle, Isaac Yiadom, Leonard Floyd, Ricky Pearsall, and Jair Brown. So several players kind of nicked up, and they were limited mostly because it was a Monday night game. So usually on a Sunday game, they've had Monday and Tuesday to recover. So then that Wednesday practice, they do participate. I do expect to see more of those players out on Thursday. Interestingly, Kyle Shanahan said, hey, George Kittle's not going to practice. Isaac Yiadom and Leonard Floyd also not practicing, but we did see them out on the field. We were out there for only 2 periods, which is about maybe 15 minutes. Saw the guys kind of doing individual drills and whatnot. There are really specific rules on what we're allowed to film and what we're not allowed to film. So we are not allowed to film any quarterbacks at all until they are throwing to receivers. Usually that's period 4 or 5. And we're not allowed to film any special teams. So basically, we could shoot a little bit of the defensive backs, no Deommodore Lenoir. But good news, Charvarius Ward was back. So I spoke to Charvarius Ward in the locker room, and he is just so, you can see the difference in his face. He's so overjoyed by the birth of his son, who is Charvarius Mooney Ward Jr. So happy. He said, baby was born a little bit early, but is very healthy. He was in the NICU for a little bit. I think he said 19 inches and just about 6 pounds. He said he has big feet though, so he says he's going to be probably be pretty tall, going to be an athlete, is what Mooney said. So kind of a little insider scoop on that. Just great to see him back. He said, yeah, he wanted to stay home, but he realized his responsibility in coming back, and so he's playing the final game in Arizona. So good to see Mooney back out there. He'll be out there with Deommodore Lenoir and Bernardo Green. They'll kind of rotate in and out. Talanoa Hufanga and Malik Mustafa were the guys kind of warming up together. Talanoa Hufanga has been wearing a glove during practice, but he is still going to wear that club during the games. As far as defensive line goes, Leonard Floyd kind of walked out. He didn't do a whole lot that we saw. He was just kind of standing around the defensive line. But I expect probably Nick Bosa, Leonard Floyd, all to participate on Thursday, maybe in a limited fashion, and play on Sunday. I know these guys really want to kind of finish the year out strong, and right now it's notching different landmarks. I think the most excited player in the locker room on Wednesday was Jauan Jennings. So if you didn't remember, Jauan Jennings went to college also with Josh Dobbs, so they know each other. They've worked out with each other. They actually worked out together at SMU during the offseason before the 2025 season. And so they already have kind of this built-in chemistry. And as much as Jauan Jennings loves Brock Purdy, of course, he is really excited for Josh Dobbs to get his chance. Jauan Jennings, though, is very happy because he is about to hit the 1,000-yard mark. He has 67 yards to go. 67 yards to go. And I hopefully that means that Kyle Shanahan dials up some work for him, because that would be just, ultimately disappointing if Jauan Jennings doesn't hit that mark. So he has 70 receptions on 103 targets for 923 yards. One more game to play. This is his highest yardage ever in his career. 416 was his previous high in his second year. And it's just been like one of the guys that I appreciate in the locker room always is Jauan Jennings. He, started out during the COVID year. I wrote the story about it. It's on NBCSportsBayArea.com. So definitely check that out. But Jauan Jennings started out, picked by the 49ers, but didn't even play his first year. It was the COVID year. They didn't have training camp. They didn't have OTAs. It was 2 weeks and then right into playing. He didn't play at all. He said he got cut, and that's all he remembers of his first year. Came back his second year, and he's been known for how great of a run blocker he is. He's also a great pass protector. I mean, so many times you see someone carrying the ball, whether it's George Kittle or Christian McCaffrey or whoever is carrying the ball. Jauan Jennings is out in front, and he's just bulldozing the way for whoever's behind him. And Jauan Jennings, you look at the fire. I mean, you watch, the offsetting penalties of him in the end zone with one of the Detroit Lions players, and you just know that he is going to go to the wall no matter what, any particular game and for every single play. And I know that he is one of the favorites of George Kittle. He's one of the favorites of Kyle Shanahan. So excited to see him kind of notch this 1,000 yard season. George Kittle already reached that. George Kittle, it's his fourth 1,000 yard season. So George Kittle has been reminding Kyle Shanahan that he needs to give the ball to Jauan Jennings to make sure he hits that 1,000 yard mark. Kyle Shanahan kind of gets in the zone during games. And so, one of the other reporters asked him, hey, are you going to make sure that, you know, guys like Jauan Jennings gets his yardage? And he said, I'll keep that down. I'm sure Jauan will tell me too. But yeah, you always want to do that stuff for guys, especially in a situation when you can think about it. It's insulting to think about it just to the situation, everyone, if you're competing for a playoff spot or something like that. But always, I would love to help that out for guys, but you've got to be somewhat careful for it. So with it being kind of, a game that doesn't affect them going to the playoffs or anything at all, I would think Kyle Shanahan would be kind of on it to make sure that Jauan Jennings hits that 1,000 yard mark. So that's it. Quick update today. That's Wednesday. I'll give you another one tomorrow, Thursday. I'll be back up in San Jose for more practice, more 49ers to close out this 2024 season. All right, everybody. Stay tuned. Please push the like button, push the subscribe button, and stay tuned with me here, NBC Sports Bay Area. I'll post some more shorts as well. So definitely stay tuned. Talk to you guys soon.